Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Team Reticent versus Team SubZero on Hollywood. Thank you all for joining us, but this time we have, as always, our caster, Racket.
G'day, g'day.
And we also have a new caster. This is our first trio cast here on Server 76 by the name of Beck. Say hello.
Hey.
So, Racket, what do you think of SubZero? I haven't really seen this team that much, but what do you know of them?
I haven't really seen much of SubZero. In terms of their achievements recently, they did participate in Cyber Gamer. They did get past the first round into the second one, faltering in the second round. But the thing is, I know that Gaimar is the owner as well. And from what I've heard previously, they have lost their first match against Team Reticent. And they're looking to claim redemption against this team, and it's quite understandable. We've seen Team Reticent in the past do quite well. Former Team Harbingers, which is to note as well here, in case you guys aren't familiar with the name. But yes, certainly should be an interesting matchup, Chiz.
Yeah, definitely. We see a lot of Team Reticent, and we know that they're improving every single day. And since they've been picked up by that esports team, they're looking to improve even more. But we are going to be going underway. Looking at Team Reticent's lineup here, they look like they're running a standard lineup. Besides not actually having that Ana and having that Mercy, Coffee on that Mercy, running that duo Mercy, that Pharah Mercy combo there. We see Pancake trying to get that damage out, but it looks like Team Reticent are going to be rotating to the high ground as Team SubZero are holding the high ground, not actually holding down by the car as Team Reticent try to get this chip damage, this little fight going on. We see Sneaky Turtle going up there with his boost, knocking a few people off onto the point. Good job by Sneaky Turtle there, but Team Reticent are a little bit caught out in this position, trying to get their composure about them. We see that charge coming in from Jules, completely whiffing, not really able to get anything, but Coffee trying to keep Pancake alive as he's doing that damage in that position. We see another charge coming in, this time from Xeno, managing to try to get a few people, but manages to take out sorry, Sneaky Turtle does end up getting taken down. We see a good hook coming out, but not really end up getting anything coming out of it. Pancake cleaning up, down goes, sorry, I'm getting lost here. Sorry, Xeno charging, trying to get some stuff out. Out comes Sun God's self-destruct, managing to pick up 2 kills there. Really good job. Seeing as this fight's coming out, Beck, what did you think of that team fight there?
That was pretty intense actually. Like they were completely pushed back just into that room there, and it just seems like they were struggling to get out.
Yeah, we saw quite a little bit of trouble from that team, but it looks like
ults
Team
very quickly.
Yeah, they are. Team Reticent taking that point. We see now SubZero taking this high ground, looking to take that high ground advantage. Looking at this ult management from Team Reticent, they're doing a really good job of holding on these, but Pancake does end up going down by Mighty Boy. That was a really good snipe. Good job by his entire team there as SubZero. A few members do jump off of that roof to look to contest, and a good hook from Yoda getting that kill on Coffee. Really good job. Xeno swinging his hammer around onto Jaws. Out comes that tactical visor from Dimmy, looking to pick up some kills there. Yoda picking up a double kill for himself, but it looks like Team SubZero are bullying Team Reticent off of that point. Racket, what do you think about what just happened there for Team Reticent?
Well, I think that's one word to explain that whole fight and its initiative. Once the cooldowns were available for the SubZero squad, they used their abilities. The tactical visor was activated first in the high ground from Dimmy. They capitalized on it, all jumped down, and took the fight to Team Reticent.
Yeah, we see another initiation coming in. Out comes that Earth Shadow, missing for Team SubZero, but Team Reticent do end up getting that Graviton and the Earth Shadow off. But not really end up doing too much, seeing as that Tranquility did come out. Out comes that self-destruct from Team Reticent, SubZero, picking up a double kill. Very good job there. Watchpoint looking quite low in this situation. He's going to end up going down. A good job by SubZero, completely pushing Team Reticent off of that point. Beck, how come SubZero are able to hold very strongly against this Reticent team?
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Like they just seem to be able to counter their ults a bit better than we expect.
Yeah, definitely. These ults are really coming out quite well from SubZero with that extra Ana ult. Now with that whole hog, soon we're coming up on that Earth Shatter for SubZero as Team Reticent are looking for a perfect time to reinitiate here. But we see that self-destruct coming in from Team Reticent, that charge coming in from Jaws. Sungo picking up a massive quad kill. Really good job by Team Reticent there. We see Sneaky Turtle end up going down in that fight. Racket, tell me how beautiful that ult was.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're all in awe with that combo. You saw, I believe it was a boop from Hero, or maybe it was from Pancake. As the self-destruct sequence was coming, it allowed the Reinhardt shield to face the other way, and it gave the leeway for the self-destruct sequence to get that AoE combo right to the team fight, quadra kill for SunGod.
Never mind that, as another initiation comes in. Zeno does charge there, but he ends up getting taken down. We saw Hero getting taken down at the beginning of the fight. SunGod trying to apply that pressure onto Sneaky Turtle, not letting him come around the side, and now comes the Earth Shadow from Jaws, but the Transcendence does end up coming down, managing to keep his teammates alive for SubZero. Only one anti-heal coming on that Sneaky Turtle, as that Nano Boost was popped on SunGod, but it doesn't really end up doing too much, seeing as SubZero were able to disengage and re-engage with that Transcendence as Team Reticent get pushed off. Why wasn't Team Reticent able to push their back? I thought that was looking quite good for them.
Yeah, even with the Lucio pick, just somehow they were able to counter it with the Zen ult. Like, that was a really good play.
Yeah, what do you think about their lineup right now on SubZero? That's might be why they're doing so well.
Yeah, true, with their tanks.
Yeah, their tanks seem to be doing quite a bit of work. We see now Team Reticent looking to hold this high ground, looking to jump down. Sneaky Turtle trying to go for a bit of a boot there, but running out of boost, so wasn't able to really do anything like that, not knock anybody off. But Team Reticent are able to hold their own up on this roof. Nobody's actually getting caught out, which is a very good job. We see Coffee away from the team, sitting on the ground. We see that Graviton Surge coming out from Watchpoint, managing to get on a few people. Rocket Barrage coming out as well, same with Self-Destruct Sequence. That was a complete wipe besides Sneaky Turtle. So we saw quite a lot of ults get used there. Racket, what do you think that's going to mean for Team Reticent? They're down those ults now.
Yeah, this gives Team Reticent the immediate advantage. They have the opportunity to push the payload, but the amount of resources they use into that fight, it's going to give them a detriment in the long-term game here. It seems that this SubZero team has the resources to work with now. They're slowly building up the ults, but Team Reticent do get the value. They purchase the payload onto this point.
Yeah, we see like a couple other fights going on here as Team Reticent do take this point, coming out in the favor of them. SubZero does end up losing quite a few members. What does SubZero really need to do here to be able to be able to hold this Team Reticent team off back?
As long as they can keep them back while they build their own ults. Like, looks like SunGod's near his own ult. So, but it looks like
Oh, you don't even have time to talk.
Yeah.
Because seeing as another fight is coming here, sorry about that. But we see Pancake coming around the back here, looking to get some damage out. Doesn't have his ult, so we don't see anything like that coming out. Zeno looking to bring out that Earth Shadow, but completely whiffing. Good job by Jaws with the good blocking there. Out comes the sound barrier for Team Reticent. That sound barrier doing quite a bit of work. Out comes that Transcendence as well, looking to keep a few members of SubZero alive in the situation. Ho coming out from Yoda, looking to push a few people back. Watchfresh caught in the back line there, getting himself taken out. That's bad luck for Team Reticent, but they're going to have to re-engage here. Racket, what is this looking like to you, man?
Well, Pancake does have that Nano Boost Rocket Barrage combo, so we're definitely going to be looking for that in the next team fight. The thing is, SubZero have the correct tools to deal with that sort of pressure. As soon as Pancake comes in with that Nano Boost, they can use Sneaky to operate with that mech, go to the backline with that zone control, and allow the rest of the team not to come into the fight.
Yeah, we see SunGod bullying Dimmy here. Dimmy almost went down in that situation, but this fight erupting down the bottom. We saw George charging, missing his charge, but managing to pick up that kill on Zeno there as that Tactical Visor and Nano Boost comes out on Dimmy. Dimmy looking to get some kills out there. Manages to get Hero, but getting it mostly deleted by SunGod. That was a really good job by him. See charge coming in by Jaws, managing to pop, managing to hit Yoda there, but doesn't end up taking him down with some good heals coming out at that time. Sneaky Turtle really trying to zone people out. Out comes that Graviton Surge on the members of SubZero as that Rocket Barrage comes out as well, picking up a double kill. Really good job. We see Jaws trying to push his way in here with the tanks, and we see only Hero on the car. His teammates are joining him here. Sneaky Turtle looking to be able to delay this car, letting his teammates come back into the battle. Out comes that self-destruct sequence. Not really looking like it's going to do too much, seeing as Jaws does end up walling that off, getting himself charged. Sneaky Turtle as the members of his team do come back into this fight, looking to be able to delay this point. We see Zeno looking for a good part to come out. Here comes that self-destruct from the SunGod, but it doesn't really end up doing too much. We see that Earth Shadow coming out, not really getting anybody there. Managed to pick up that kill on Mighty Boy. Good job by Jaws. We see Nano Boost coming out on Jaws. He's trying to swing around, getting quite a bit of damage out. Out come that sound barrier to keep his team members alive, and that looks like it's going to be that fight for Team Reticent. Really good job there. Beck, how come Team Reticent were able to take that with that last push?
Well, they all had their ultimates to be able to push it, and SubZero had depleted all of their ults just before then, so it was quite hard for them to hold it in overtime, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
I
such.
agree with Sorry, Shiz. I agree with Beck there. The fact that they managed to spend all of their resources there at the last tick, we know that point the spawn is rather short. If you don't immediately dismiss all of the enemy at the same time, then you have problems when people are scattering in with these store heroes, such as Mei, such as Winston. These heroes are very hard to get rid of when you have one by one them trickling in, and it gives the opportunity a turn to try and come back into the match. And Reticent just clean wiped them in that sort of sense and managed to receive the last point there.
Yeah, definitely.
Trickling is a really big problem. Yeah, like it's quite hard to, like in the situation you kind of feel desperate to just jump in and just hold the cart, but sometimes it's actually better to wait for your team too. So it's hard to make the call.
Yeah, we definitely agree with that. It's not very good in that sort of situation. Now, looking at this lineup on the attacking side for Team Reticent, the defensive side for Team Reticent, I'm getting my sides confused. What do you think about their hero lineup right now? We know it's a little bit controversial, but what are your thoughts on it, Beck?
Yeah, well, the triple take seems to be working quite well just in the current meta. But on SubZero... Sorry, I'm probably getting teams mixed up, but yeah, SubZero side, okay, so... Yeah, it looks like they're both kind of running a similar comp, but with the Torb will be interesting to see on the defense side.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be coming underway. Those turrets immediately getting taken out by SubZero. Just trying to, SunGod trying to get his charge up there to be able to put up either a teleporter or whatever he needs for his team. But SubZero are moving up to the top here, looking to take this high ground. But we do see Joel's coming around the back here, charging, but getting caught on the wall there, so he's not able to knock anybody off. Xeno punishing him for it. Really good job. Pancake down on the ground, trying to get some damage out on Xeno. Xeno was looking quite low, but he got himself healed back up there. Pancake looking very low in this situation. Dimmy, these kills are coming out from SubZero, really doing well on this point. That turret's going to be going down quite soon. Xeno is taking this point here. Racket, what went wrong for Team Reticent? They looked like they had a good holding comp.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of running the Turbulent Symmetra, those heroes are specifically designed to hold the first point, but the thing is they are very vulnerable to rush. If you take those turrets out quite quickly, then their base kit doesn't have enough inherent value to carry them through. The Symmetra didn't have the opportunity to place down the shield generator, the Torbjorn didn't have enough time to regroup and set up, and it just gave SubZero a very good opportunity to push in and eliminate everyone at the same time.
Yeah, well, definitely. But now, looking underway, we see that the Nano Boost is in favor of SubZero, so they might be able to make something out of here, as Xeno is looking for a time to initiate in this situation. Pancake laying down that damage from up top, but Jaws putting on the pressure as well, getting really far up there, looking to be able to do quite a bit, but SubZero are pushing that cart quite far without it being contested, because Jaws isn't pushing on them quite enough. We see Xeno bringing up that Earth Shatter and that charge coming in, and we see Dimmy getting that Nano Boost and Tactical Visor coming out, cleaning up in that fight. We see SunGod getting put down, almost getting that kill on Dimmy. You see Self-Destruct coming out from Pancake, not really able to pick up any kills, a little bit of a waste in that situation. But this fight is going in the hands of SubZero. Why wasn't Team Reticent able to hold that point, Beck?
I think when you're losing a player as well, like with SunGod having been Symmetra and placing on the shield generator, like maybe it just wasn't enough to lose a player as well in the fight.
Yeah, we see that sound barrier there from SubZero, looking to keep a few members alive. They were caught in quite a bad position, but SunGod bringing out that Nano Boost, getting that Nano Boost on him. Yoda popping off that whole hog, but getting himself taken. Oh no, yeah, he ends up getting taken down here. SubZero looking a little bit risky. Will they be actually able to take this point? That looks like this is going to be a yes, as SubZero able to push on the point, but Jaws decides to delay this a bit longer. Same with Watchfresh, they're coming on the point, looking to be able to delay this a little bit longer. Coffee coming in for those heals. Xeno swinging his hammer around quite a bit, looking to get some people off the point. Hero being so heroic, but he's going to end up going down there, as there is 5 minutes left on the clock for SubZero to push it all the way to the end, just as Team Reticent did. What do you think they're going to have to do here, Racket?
Well, the thing is, with all that scattering, as Xeno gets a really good earth shatter, we're looking to capitalize on this again, Shiz.
Yeah, well, no time to talk about that as this fight does erupt once again. These teams are quite feisty with how they want to fight. The Diva Bomb getting completely wasted there, not really able to pick up anything. Sun God does end up going down before the fight even really erupted. We see Jaws getting really deep in there, looking a little bit dangerous. Xeno looks to be able to take him out while he has that anti-heal on him, but Jaws is not giving up. He's managing to keep himself alive in this situation. Watchpoint coming around the side, getting that kill on Xeno. Really good jobs putting that pressure on. Out comes the Earth Shatter from Jaws, managed to get a lot of members of SubZero. That was a beautiful job by them, getting a triple kill on their entire team. Looks like they're going to be resetting here to be able to hold. Beck, what do you think about this current position with Team Reticent and SubZero?
I think having thought about Sneaky Turtle's ult, I mean his self-destruct, it kind of pushed them back a bit because they were playing pretty aggressively. Even though it didn't get anybody, it just sort of allowed them to sort of reinstate their position in defense so that they can rebuild their ults to combat next push.
Well, reinstate looks like more like reinitiate, as that Graviton Surge and the Diva Bomb do both come out, managing to pick clean up quite a lot of people. That whole hold there to even solidify it. Out comes that Tactical Visor by Dimi, looking to take out Jaws. Jaws looking quite low, caught in a bad situation, as a lot of the members of Team Reticent are currently around where they need to be. Jaws does end up going down, but Dimi gets himself taken out as well, so this is going to be quite a weaker push from SubZero until he comes in. And then we see Sneaky Turtle getting hooked there by SubZero. Really good, Sun God, sorry. Really good job by him. We see that hook coming in from Yoda, but not really doing too much, as that Nataboost comes out of Pancake, looking to lay down that damage on that shield, but he gets himself put to sleep. Good job by Mighty Boy, putting himself to sleep in that situation, completely wasting that Nano Boost, so it's not really that viable. And we see another hook coming in from Yoda, this time once again on Pancake, but not really able to get too much out of it, so Pancake is able to get out of those sort of situations. Both teams looking to initiate here, but not really able to find anything to initiate off of, maybe looking for a way to be able to start this fight by themselves. But we're seeing there's a little bit of a poke fight going on in this choke. We see the ults in, oh, and never mind, out comes the whole hold from Yoda. We see the sound barrier coming out in favor of Team Reticent, and a sound barrier coming out from SubZero. Both teams rolling all around the point, a little bit scattered, sprinkled around this battlefield, as that self-destruct comes out with that bomb, and that's a clean wipe for Team Reticent as they clean off the rest of the members for SubZero. Racket, what went wrong there for Team SubZero? How come they weren't able to hold it?
Well, I think the most important factor of that fight was the combo usage. Jaws did manage to get quite a good Earth Shatter in that fight, and Pancake planted the self-destruct sequence behind. It allowed them to get that AoE value self-destruct sequence, when again, proving to be a very useful tool once you combine it with a CC.
Tactical Visor coming out from Dimi, looking to do quite a bit of damage. Out comes that Graviton Surge on the members of SubZero, but that Reinhardt shield is able to keep itself in there. Out comes the Nano Boost on the Hog, but he gets himself knocked down with a good Earth Shatter from Xeno there, as Sun God getting himself caught in that backline, very low right now. SubZero are pushing this cart with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. Will Team Reticent be able to delay them in this situation? Well, we see SubZero coming back, and now comes the Boostio on Little Boom. This is not looking good for Team SubZero, but Jaws wasn't able to get on the point. But this is going to be going into overtime. Both teams with 1 minute, but SubZero does have that extra 12 seconds on the clock. So, wait, no, they're going to get 2 minutes, I believe. Sorry, I'm mistaken.
Yep, 2 minutes.
No, minute and 12 seconds because it was overtime. So, what do Team SubZero need to do here to put... I think they're pushing. I'm pretty sure they're pushing. What do you think they need to do to push this situation back? Because we saw last time they didn't have that strong of pushes sometimes.
Yeah, so on their attack, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they just need to work on their ult combinations.
Raka, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think the thing that sort of made Reticent a bit more hurt in the last scenario was the fact that they picked the Torbjorn and Symmetra, and Beck alluded to this earlier as well. When you pick Torbjorn and Symmetra, you need to switch them out. So you lose a lot of ult percentage, and that's what forced Team Reticent to backpedal until they had that final stand on the last point. But otherwise, SubZero, with trying to get the first point, they did a quite good job last time. So looking for that pick as well with Demi on the Widowmaker. Seeing if that is locked in would definitely be a pivotal point in trying to contest this point, get one player off quickly, then collapse.
Yeah. We see Demi with that Widowmaker, as you said, Racket, looking to get those early picks in this fight so they can initiate even easier, have an easier time in taking out these fights. Trying to go for those jump shots, I believe, from Demi. Demi not really picking up anything, not making a good job of that Widowmaker, but we all do know it takes time for the look for the right thing. Sun God is jumping on Demi, though, however. Mighty Boy picking up that kill on Watch first. That's going to mean quite a lot, seeing as Xeno can now initiate, missing his charge, not looking quite good. Jaws caught in a bad situation with an anti-heal on him, looking very low in the situation. Panic away from his team as well. We see SubZero really showing their dominance on this point with 30 seconds left on the clock. Will Reticent be able to take this point? We see Demi fighting Sun God off the top, not caught in a good spot. We see Demi almost going down once again. Sun God is really on him in this position, but that's not where he needs to be right now, as SubZero are going to be taking this point. So, I think that does mean it's going to be the end for this. Yes, it's going to be the end if they do capture this point, which they will be doing. So, Racket and Beck, real quick, what do you think about Reticent's, like, why weren't they able to hold that last point?
Well, I think they just kept getting caught out, and just getting that first pick is so crucial, especially when there's such little time left, and having the right picks, and yeah, it just seemed like it worked for them.
Yeah, I agree with you, Beck. In that situation, Team SubZero, they had all their cards out laid on the table. They picked the Widowmaker, they picked the Roadhog. Their one big win condition is to get those picks, because their team fight isn't going to be as intense as Team Reticence, because they have the Widowmaker, who, you know, isn't very good in these team fight scenarios. I always looked for Widow is a hero that you pick for these picks, not for those you know, intense team fights. So the fact that they picked it on the first point, which really showed that Reticent you know, could really defend properly. They weren't all standing behind the Reinhardt shield, picked off one by one, they trickled in, and SubZero did a very good job to capitalize on that.